severe weather coverage from the Arkansas Storm Team.
Hi, everyone. We are activating the Arkansas Storm Team because of a tornado warning that is in effect for parts of the viewing area. Let's quickly go over to radar and show you where this tornado warning is. Tornado warning currently in effect right now until 6:15 for parts of southwestern Cleburne County, central Conway County, and northern Faulkner County, as well as southeastern Van Buren County. That warning, once again, a radar-indicated tornado is located just to the north of the Morrilton area. All right, that includes Morrilton, as well as Plumerville, Hill Creek, Cypress Valley, Greenbrier, Cedar Creek, McGinty Town, Guy, as well as Quitman and Enders. Once again, a tornado warning in effect for parts of, let's look once again, parts of Cleburne County, central Conway County, northern Faulkner County, and southeastern Van Buren County until 6:15 p.m. Of course, what you need to do immediately, abandon mobile homes. You need to move to the lowest floor of your home or apartment. If you have a storm shelter, get into it now, because you don't have very much time. The storm is moving rapidly off to the east at 40 miles per hour, as well as the possibility of a tornado. We also have tennis ball size hail that is possible.
And that can do a lot of damage, not only to your roofs, but also to your cars. So that's the best advice we can give you. Hopefully everybody is safe. You need to get to your basement, your shelter, very quickly if you are in the path of the storm. And if you have an interior closet, no windows, preferably a bathroom maybe, bring your family into that. Cover your heads with either a blanket, a mattress, a helmet. I know we talked about this before. Any flying debris, you want to protect your head, especially from any of that flying debris if there were a tornado coming through your area, or if you are in the path of this dangerous storm.
All right, Kara, we're going to switch to the velocity view showing where we may have the actual rotation within the storm itself. Getting a little bit closer look as this data comes in right now. We are looking at that possible tornado let's see, looks like it may be just to the north of the Morrilton area, right along Interstate 40, north of Morrilton. That's where we are getting some indication of that circulation. Of course, that tornado warning not only includes you folks in the Morrilton area, but also Plumerville, Hill Creek, as well as Overcup, Worcester, Republican, Cypress Valley, Springfield, Greenbrier, as well as Guy and McGinty Town. All of the areas you see within that red box, you folks should be taking cover immediately, because at this point, there is that possibility of a tornado as indicated by radar, as well as tennis ball size hail. Now, we have had at least one other tornado warning earlier today. That included parts of Yale County, back toward the Pope County area, including Russellville. This storm also showing those indications of a circulation.
And we did have a couple of reports from the fire department of funnel clouds getting pretty close to the ground. So these are definitely capable of producing tornadoes. So you need to take these warnings very seriously. Head indoors. If you are outdoors or if you're on the road, call up your family member, tell them to pull into a safe shelter and stay there until the storm passes, because you just kind of have to treat this as a tornado will be coming out of the sky at really any point.
That's exactly right, Kira. And at this point, we don't have the totally perfect setup for what normally would be a tornado type of day across Arkansas. Our winds are more southwesterly versus southeasterly, right. But we still do have these storms indicating rotation. Of course, all thunderstorms that are organized have that rotation to a certain level, but in this case, it actually is a little bit strong enough to lead the National Weather Service to issue that tornado warning. Let's go ahead and check in with meteorologist Matt Peterson from Fox 16. Matt, why don't you walk us through what you're seeing on the radar right now, and we'll move the radar along with you.
Yeah, so Keith, as you said, we're kind of around the Morrilton area. That's where most of the rotation is looking at right now. We're starting to see around Kenwood some higher returns there on the reflectivity, so some very heavy rainfall associated with this as well. Now, moving very rapidly to kind of the east-northeast at this point, and really kind of at about 40 miles an hour, so very rapidly moving storm is what we're watching. So as this moves really through our tornado-warned area around Springfield, Cypress Hill, Hill Creek, again, we're going to see this move in and move out extremely fast. So what this means is if you are in the tornado warned area, again, where we're seeing the red box, Worcester, Springfield, Hill Creek, Plummerville, you need to be in your tornado shelter right now because this is such a fast-moving storm. If you're not there already, you need to get there because, again, by the time it gets to your town, this system could be possibly through the town. That's how fast it's moving. So, again, we're seeing right now some of the heaviest returns on our reflectivity back towards Kenwood and Morrilton, and that's where the rotation is as well. So that's where we're going to be kind of focusing on everything right on the western edge of this tornado warning, and then again traveling to the east at about 40 miles an hour. So overall right now we're also getting those reports of the really heavy, or the large hail, I should say. And when you have these kind of tornado warned storms with a high rotation, even if it's in the upper levels of the atmosphere, that's when you get that really large hail. We had reports earlier of tennis ball to baseball size hail, and this is the same system actually that, again, just a little bit ago, right before the 5 o'clock hour, was possibly producing that funnel cloud, again, just to the west of Russellville. So Hickory Hill now is seeing some of that heavier return there on the reflectivity, so some heavy rainfall following near the Hickory Hill area, and then that will be moving again towards Hill Creek, Cypress Valley, and Plummerville too. So Highway 287 right now, if you're traveling on Highway 287, definitely need to be extremely careful. Very heavy rainfall, very strong winds at this point. On Highway 9 as well, just north of Cypress Valley, some very strong wind gusts there probably, and also again very, very heavy rainfall if you're traveling in the northern side of this tornado warning. But again, most of the activity at this point back near the Hickory Hill area right now, and we're going to be continuing to monitor that area of this tornado warning as it continues to travel very quickly to the east and northeast. We'll send it back to Keith, you at the pod there.
All right, well, thank you, Matt. Once again, a tornado warning is in effect. Southwestern Cleburne County, central Conway County, northern Faulkner County, southeast Van Buren County. That is in effect until 6:15. List of some of the cities as we look at the radar that are included in this warning: Morrilton, Spring Hill, Quitman, Plummerville, Martinville, Springfield, Mallettown, Greenbrier, Overcup, Enders, Twin Groves, Hill Creek, Bethlehem, and Mount Olive. You are under that tornado warning right now. Of course, the safest place to be in the event of a tornado or possible tornado is going to be a storm shelter. If you don't have a storm shelter, Kira, the next best place, the lowest floor of your home or apartment, interior room or hallway. Put as many walls between you and the outside where the tornado is as you can.
Right, and you use the blankets, the mattresses, you know, anything to cover your body, especially your head, from any flying debris that could be possible with this possible tornado that is headed in your direction. Also, Keith, on the National Weather Service chat site, they did say that the storm capable of producing the radar indicated tornado, it was pretty close to the Overcup area, and again it was moving off to the east at 40 miles per hour. Also, Westinghouse did report some ping pong ball sized hail, and that was also in Hot Springs as well.
All right, we have Overcup zoomed in on the radar right now. You can't very clearly see, but we do have indications of a circulation between Overcup and the Hill Creek area that you are right in between, or actually on the outside of where that circulation is. That would be just to the west of Arkansas Highway 92. So you folks in Overcup and Hill Creek, along Caney Valley Drive, Shaw Bridge Road, Springfield Road, as well as down at East Harding Street and the Hickory Hill area, as well as Wesley Chapel, you are very close to where this circulation is indicating the possibility of a tornado. Further east in that warning area, folks that have a little bit more time to get prepared, but not much: Cypress Valley, Springfield, as well as Republican, Greenbrier, McGinty Town, as well as Twin Groves. Some roadways and highways in that area: Arkansas Highway 285, West Republican Road, U.S. Highway 285 East, as well as U.S. 65. Some of the highways that are ahead of where this circulation is. Further off to the east in that warning area, the Guy area, McGinty Town, as I mentioned, Enders and Barney, you also need to be moving to your safe place as soon as possible. This storm, at last check, moving just to the north of due east or east-northeast at 40 miles per hour. A possible tornado indicated by radar, as well as tennis ball size hail, could accompany this storm, again, as it moves east through the tornado warning area.
And Keith, we just got a new update from the National Weather Service chat site. They have now issued a tornado watch until 1 o'clock this morning, and that's for eastern and central Arkansas. Again, for 1 o'clock tomorrow morning, I should say.
All right, we are looking at those watches right now. They have not fed through yet, that tornado watch. Officially, Little Rock points to the west across the rest of central and western Arkansas. That severe thunderstorm watch in effect. But as Kira mentioned, we do have a tornado watch coming down the pike. It just needs to be ingested by our system to give us where those locations are. Now let's get back and look at where these thunderstorms are that are possibly producing a tornado just to the north and east of the Morrilton area now. Once again, a tornado warning for Cypress Valley, Greenbrier, as well as parts of the rest of southwest Kleinburg County, as well as Conway County, northern Faulkner County, and southeast Van Buren County until 6:15.
6:15, that's right. Also, I do want to stress, if you were in a mobile home, now is the time to get out. If you are in the path of the storm, as we have talked about before, mobile homes, not very sturdy at all, especially even if an EF0, EF1 tornado were to rip through those mobile home parks. So you definitely need to get to a sturdy shelter, whether it be a clubhouse or even the mall. That would be a sturdy place to go to. So just get out of the mobile home. You want to stay safe and just get to a sturdier shelter.
All right, we just have an update into that warning. If we could take a look at the radar once again. You folks in Hickory Hill, as well as Morrilton and Plumerville, you are all clear. The tornado warning has been canceled for Morrilton as well as Plumerville. Still remains in effect until 6:15 for Cypress Valley, Hill Creek, Twin Groves, Cedar Creek, Republican, Greenbrier, and McGinty Town, as well as Quitman and the Barney area. The possible circulation with this storm now very near Hill Creek, where we were talking about a little bit earlier, just to the west of Arkansas Highway 92. What we're going to look now at is our velocity data to see where that circulation very well may be. Switching the view right now to the storm velocity data, and we will take a look at where that circulation could be. At this point, it looks like it's very near Arkansas Highway 124, Arkansas Highway 92. In that vicinity, near those highway intersections, or near that highway intersection, that is where we appear to have at least the best indicator of where that circulation could be located at this point. So that warning is for areas from Hill Creek, Springfield, and points eastward to the Guy and McGinty Town area. Let's send it over to meteorologist Matt Peterson. Matt, why don't you walk us through some of the highways and locations that are in this warning?
Yeah, absolutely, Keith. As you said, right around the Springfield area, you can see Springfield Road right there, Highway 124 and 92 coming together in the town of Springfield. Probably, I agree, the best place where we're maybe seeing a little bit of rotation. You can see a little bit there, the green and red coming together, that couplet right along, just I guess I should say north of Springfield Road at this point. So that's where we're probably seeing the greatest chance for some large hail at this point. We're probably also seeing some very heavy rain right there as well to go along with some gusty winds. So this is the area we're concerned with. If you're traveling on Highway 124, you do need to be careful out there right now. Definitely need to get off the roadways if you can and get to a safe shelter if you can. Also, again, as we continue back towards the Springfield area, again, we're still going to be watching this as it travels eastward towards Twin Groves, Republican. You can see West Republican Road also right there. So Highway 65, Pinnacle Springs, Guy, Highway 285 East. Again, these are all areas where we're going to need to stay off the roadways for right now, because that is where the potential will be in the next probably only about 10 to maybe 15 minutes, where we could be seeing the chance for some very strong winds, some very large hail, and the potential, of course, again, for that funnel cloud or tornado, as we are still within our tornado warned area. Now, as we continue to travel to the east, you can see Barney, Enders, Tannard Road. Again, right now, not too much going on in the way of velocity images there. No real rotation or circulation within this storm in that portions of this cell. Now, we do see some rain showers. Again, the chance for some thunder right around the Enders area. But as we travel back to the west, this is what we're really concerned with. Bethlehem, again, just to the east of Hill Creek along Highway 124, where we're really concerned about the potential for that tornado to maybe come and form down on the ground. Right now, no even reports of funnels with this relatively broad rotation in the upper portions of the atmosphere, but we do still need to be careful. Highway 92 and 124, that's the intersection that we're concerned with right now, with not only the potential for maybe some rotation within the atmosphere within this storm, but also the large hail and the very strong winds and the torrential downpours that are coming with it. And again, this is moving very, very quickly to the east and northeast at about 40 to 45 miles miles an hour right now. So you can even start to see not really a hook like Echo, but again, a little bit of maybe kind of a turn there. But for the most part, again, most of this rotation within this storm right now is relatively broad, not looking at any real tight rotation. But again, with this tornado warning still going, we are going to be continuing to monitor this situation. I'm going to send it right now back to the Weather Pod with Keith and Kira.
All right, thanks, Matt. You know, we talked a little bit earlier, Kira, about how today not necessarily the perfect ingredients for a large-scale tornado outbreak. Winds more southwesterly than southeasterly. We don't have as much backing of the winds with height. And we also don't have the moisture levels at the lower levels either. You walked outside and today just didn't feel like one of those days.
Dew points are in the 50s and low 60s.
And that's why these cloud bases are so high, and that could be very well why that funnel cloud that did form earlier in the earlier tornado warning didn't make it to the ground, because those cloud bases are very high. This is very unlike the April 27th setup across central Arkansas last year, when we had the very, very high moisture levels, and the bases of the supercell thunderstorms were very close to the ground.
Right. I also just want to pass on some new information that we did just get from the National Weather Service chat site. The tornado watch has actually been extended again till 1 a.m. and it now includes the counties of Arkansas, Deshay, Drew, Independence, Jackson, Jefferson, Lincoln, Lone Oak, Monroe, Prairie, White, and Woodruff. And again, that is until 1 o'clock this morning, and we still have that severe thunderstorm watch in effect for the western portion of the state, and that's until 8 o'clock this evening.
All right, Kira, we have it up on the radar now. That data just came through the system. All the counties highlighted in yellow would include Little Rock, Arkadelphia, as well as Hot Springs, Camden, El Dorado, Pine Bluff, Searcy, up to Jonesboro, Helena, West Helena, as well as far southeast and south central Arkansas, yellow shaded counties. That tornado watch in effect until 1 a.m. Western Arkansas includes places like Mena, DeQueen, Texarkana, Russellville, Fort Smith. That severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 8 p.m. Now, Little Rock had been under that severe thunderstorm watch a little bit earlier, but given the developments over the past couple of hours, the Storm Prediction Center and the National Weather Service deciding to upgrade and extend a tornado watch for central into eastern Arkansas through very, very early tomorrow morning. A little bit closer look now at our tornado warning to see exactly where that storm that could be producing a tornado is located. And as we mentioned a short time ago with Matt Peterson from Fox 16, just to the west of Arkansas Highway 25, that is where we're getting that little bit of a notch in the storm. We're seeing some very high reflectivities just to the west of US 285, which indeed could be where we're seeing that hail up to tennis ball size in diameter. You folks east of where that circulation is would include places like Twin Groves, Republican, Greenbrier, Guy, McGinty Town, Enders, Quitman, and Barney. You are still ahead of that possible tornado-containing storm. So you need to move to your safe location as soon as possible. Kira, do we have any updates from the National Weather Service chat site?
Nothing on the tornado warning, but we do have new severe thunderstorm warnings now into effect for Garland, Grant, Hot Springs, Saline, and that's until, what time is that until? Let me see. That looks until 6 o'clock tonight. And again, those are for winds in excess of 60 miles per hour and also some golf ball sized hail already being reported.
So at this point, folks living to the southwest of Metro Little Rock, from Benton southwestward toward Malvern, including areas just to the east of Hot Springs and southeast of Hot Springs Village, and further to the east across northwestern portions of Grant County, you do have that possibility of winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. And did we say golf ball size hail, Kira?
That's correct.
Golf ball size hail. Now, the greatest reflectivities at this point for that particular storm appear to be right near US 70, near the Arkansas 171 interchange. That storm is moving off to the northeast, and it should be pretty much riding right along Interstate 30 toward the Benton area over the next 15 minutes with that possibility of golf ball size hail. Kira, any new information from the chat site at this point?
Nothing that I can see right now. They're just continuing that severe thunderstorm warning for Garland, Grant, Hot Spring, and Saline. Again, that's until 6 o'clock for winds in excess of 60 miles per hour and golf ball sized hail. That's all I'm seeing right now through the Little Rock chat site.
All right, once again, a close look at the radar where we have that tornado warning that is in effect until 6:15. A possible tornado located. At this point, it looks like the greatest bet of where that circulation could be strongest would be right along Arkansas Highway 285. Just to the west of Republican, and this storm also could be producing tennis ball size hail. So you want to immediately move into your safe shelter if you are in the Republican area, Greenbrier, Guy, as well as McGinty Town, Quitman, Enders, and Barney. Of course, the safest, absolute safest place to be in the event of a tornado would be in a FEMA-approved storm shelter. If you do not have one where you live or do not have one to go to, move to the lowest floor of your home or apartment building. Get into an interior hallway or an interior closet. Put as many walls between you and the outside of where the tornado is as you can. Stay away from windows, and also don't be tempted to go outside and try to watch this tornado approach. Move to your safe location immediately. You folks in the Hill Creek area, Cypress Valley, and Springfield, at this point, you are just to the west of where the strongest indications are of where that tornado could be located. Again, this is radar indicated at this point. However, you need to stay in your safe location until you have been given the all clear. We will let you know when that happens. That will come from the National Weather Service as this warning is updated further east. But you folks living ahead of where this storm is located, Republican, Greenbrier, Guy, McGinty Town, Enders, Barney, and Quitman, you need to be moving to your safe location immediately. I understand we have a live look at Conway right now, well in advance of the storm. Conway, of course, located just to the south of where the warning is. So we're looking northward toward this severe thunderstorm that could be producing a tornado just north of the Conway area. Conway, you are not included in this tornado warning, but places just to the north of Conway are in Faulkner County, including Bethlehem, Hill Creek, as well as Greenbrier, Guy, and Enders. Again, what we're looking at right now is where that circulation could be the strongest, right around Republican, where we have that little bit of a notch, a little bit of curving around of the winds around West Republican Road, right near the Republican area. That's where we would be looking for, at least on radar, of indications of the possibility of a tornado. Matt, do you want to check in with us and kind of go through where those cities are located and who is next in line for where this storm is moving?
Yeah, absolutely, Keith. We'll just pick up right where you left off, talking about West Republican Road and the town of Republican itself. Now, when you're talking about the curvature, kind of what we like to call the hook echo on the radar, that's what we're looking at right here. You can see the town of Republican itself. There's West Republican Road, and here, just to the east of Highway 285, that's where we're looking for that kind of that curvature with the wind. So that's where we're seeing the greatest rotation. If we are possibly seeing any kind of rotation within the atmosphere, that's where we're getting it. Right now, just probably south of the Republican area and right along West Republican Road. Now, this system traveling to the east relatively quick, so areas like Guy and Greenbrier along Highway 25 there, that's where we're going to be watching for this to move into that portion of Faulkner County probably very, very soon. This moving at about 40 to 45 miles an hour. So areas like Guy, again, Greenbrier, Highway 25, probably only in the next 10, 15 minutes or so is where we're going to start to see this area of kind of curvature again, thanks to the possibility of maybe some rotation. That's where that's going to be, again, about the next 10 to 15 minutes, right there along 65 and Highway 25, where that intersection is. So again, this is going to continue to travel eastward towards the McGinty Town area, and then also as we get back towards Enders, Barney, and Quitman. So right now, areas, again, like McGinty Town, Guy, Enders, Quitman, Barney, you are okay, but you need to be getting to your storm shelter immediately. You are still in the tornado-warned area, and we're also, again, areas like Twin Groves, Republican, Greenbrier, right now you're kind of right in the threshold of where we could be possibly seeing that rotation. So make sure that you are already in your tornado shelter. If you aren't there, you need to be there immediately, and if you don't have one, make sure that you are in the lowest level of your house. So again, Highway 65 and 25, that intersection just north of Greenbrier, that's where we're going to be probably seeing this kind of curvature, that kind of hook echo making its way there probably in the next about 10 to 15 minutes. Keith, let's send it back to you and Kira at the Weather Pod.
All right, thank you, Matt. We have also word that we still have a very good look at that storm from the Conway area, looking north of Conway or north from Conway. of that severe thunderstorm possibly producing a tornado. Not sure if we still have that that live shot available. However, you folks in Conway, you are not in that warning. We are looking north of Conway toward where that severe thunderstorm possibly producing a tornado is located. On the map, you can see Conway not inside that red box. Now, you are in Faulkner County. The sirens may be going off in Faulkner County as a county-wide alert for a tornado warning. However, we have at this point no information that Conway is included in that warning. In fact, the National Weather Service just updating our tornado warning area. You folks in Catholic Point, Springfield, Lick Mountain, Birdtown, Cypress Valley, Hill Creek, you are clear. You are all clear. That tornado warning has been canceled for your area. Again, Republican, Greenbrier, you are south of the warning area, but you are very close. If you feel your safety is threatened at any point, take cover immediately. The Guy area, near Damascus, Enders, and Quitman along Pinnacle Springs Road, Highway 285 East, Bly Road, I should say, also in this tornado warning. Meteorologist Jeff Baskin, Chief Meteorologist Jeff Baskin from Fox 16, what do you have for us over there, Jeff?
Well, we're tracking a couple of storms moving across central Arkansas right now, and one tornado-warned storm. We've been talking about that tornado-warned storm. Meteorologist Keith Monahan and Kira Miner, as well as Matt Peterson, been just talking about the storm in northern Faulkner County around the Guy area. But also, notice we have a couple of storms just south of that, just southwest of the Little Rock area, where we have some strong storms now moving through the Benton area over towards Bryant. This storm has a history of producing hail. There was a report of 1-inch hail reported around Hot Springs just a little while ago associated with that storm, and also a storm in south central Arkansas moving into Grant County. There is some weak rotation associated with that storm that's moving towards southwestern Grant County. Right now the rotation looks weak, but it certainly is there. And finally, let me go back to the tornado-warned storm, give you an updated radar image. And what I want to focus on, you see the triangle there, the upside down triangle? That's the radar indicating what we call a tornado vortex signature, and that's very close to Guy. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that there absolutely is a tornado there, but it does indicate that there's still a strong possibility that there could be one, or the storm could still produce a tornado. So if you're in the area of Guy, again, over towards Quitman, you do need to be prepared to take those tornado precautions. Also, some very large hail in association with this storm as well. We take a look at the maximum hail size here. We're talking about hail that's possibly as big as about an inch and a half, almost golf ball size hail right around the Twin Groves area over towards Damascus. So around Damascus, Twin Groves, north of Guy, over towards Quitman, be prepared for the possibility of not only a tornado, but some very large destructive hail, larger than golf ball size hail. So this is what we're looking at right now. Again, several storms that we're tracking across the area, across central Arkansas right now. The most menacing one, the most dangerous one, is the one in northern Faulkner County near Guy. Notice around the Highway 64 area, Conway, Valonia, Beebe, you are south of that storm. Right now, you are not in the danger area if you're watching around Conway or Valonia. Beebe, you are also going to, this storm is going to miss you well to the north. But again, we're also tracking a couple of other storms across the area right now. The one in Saline County, that one is below severe limits, and a severe warned storm now moving into southwestern Grant County. So those of you around the Sheridan area, also be prepared for the possibility of some strong wind gusts, possibly some large hail. And yes, that storm still does have the potential that it could begin to rotate a little bit more well-defined. But right now, that rotation with that storm in south central Arkansas is weak. Of course, the main concern is the storm near Guy, heading towards the area of Quitman, as well as Rosebud and southern Cleburne County. You're also going to need to pay very close attention to this storm over the next 10 to 20 minutes. So far, we haven't had any recent reports of a tornado associated with this storm. It is radar indicated. However, there is the possibility that this storm could produce a tornado at any time. So that's what we're tracking right now, that possibility of a tornado. We'll go over the tornado warning text with you. The tornado warning for Conway County has been canceled. However, the warning for Faulkner County does continue until that warning does continue until about 6:15. So we still have about just another 10 minutes or so on this tornado warning. If the rotation looks like it's going to strengthen again, or if it becomes a little bit more well-defined, that tornado warning may well be extended. And if it is, that tornado warning would include areas of White County as well as a larger portion of Cleburne County. So we'll wait and see how this storm changes over the next 10 minutes or so. If the rotation increases, that tornado warning will likely be extended. If the rotation becomes less defined, which that's been the trend, then that tornado warning would likely expire right at 6:15. Keith?
All right, thank you, Jeff. Quick update on the radar. We are getting into an area where the radar's having difficulty looking at the velocity information from the thunderstorm. What it does is sends out a radar pulse. That pulse comes back to the radar site itself, and it measures the change in the speed and how quickly that pulse comes back. We're in an area of where the tornado warning is, where we get something what's called range folding, and you can see that in the purple contours right now. But in looking at that data, it would appear at this point the circulation with that possible tornado could be very well located along just to the north of Arkansas Highway 25 between Guy and their Enders area. Given the information we had earlier, and given the direction this storm was moving earlier as well. So even though the most serious part, the most dangerous part of the storm is well off to the east of you folks in Republican as well as Guy, you have not been given the all clear yet. Stay in your safe place, your safe location, as well as folks living in the Enders area and Quitman along Highway 285 East, as well as near Tanyard Road and Blythe Road in the south central part of that warning area. Kira, we also had some information earlier from the National Weather Service about a possible brief tornado in another part of the state.
Right. They did get a report from a trained storm spotter of a brief tornado touching down near Carthage, Arkansas. But no damage was reported, thankfully. But NWS Chat was also talking about that storm that you were just referring to, and that was 2 miles northwest of Guy, moving at east at 40 miles per hour. And that was a radar-indicated tornado.
Exactly. Carthage, of course, in Dallas County. However, that storm is not tornado warned at this point. But, of course, severe thunderstorms can and occasionally do produce tornadoes with very little warning. And as of just a little while ago, central and eastern Arkansas placed under a tornado watch until 1 o'clock in the morning. A little bit closer look now at that storm just to the south and west of Sheridan, south of Arkadelphia. That severe thunderstorm warning in effect until, if we can get the information here.
Which one is that for?
We are looking at further south across portions of Grant County. We'll get that expiration time for you in just a moment, but does not include the Arkadelphia area, but does include some rural counties to the east of rural areas to the east of Arkadelphia. We also have new information, a new severe thunderstorm warning in effect that does include the Little Rock metro area. This warning just coming out just a moment ago. Kira, if you can pull that off of the printer, this would be connected with that thunderstorm or area of thunderstorms located just along Interstate 30 in the Haskell area just to the southwest of Benton. This storm appears, or this cluster of storms appear to be moving east-northeast at about 40 miles per hour. Places like Benton, as well as the Bryan area, East End, including much of the Little Rock proper, Little Rock metro area, along and across the Arkansas River, and that warning ends just to the west of England. That severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 7 o'clock. Getting reports of the possibility of 60-mile-per-hour winds and half-dollar-size hail associated with these thunderstorms that are moving along Interstate 30 just to the south and west of the Little Rock metro area.
Also, Keith, we had a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Cleburne County, northeastern Faulkner County, southeastern Van Buren County, and western White County until 7 o'clock tonight. And be on the lookout for some golf ball-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. Some of the locations impacted, that includes Heber Springs, Woolly Hollow State Park, Sugarloaf Recreation Area, Quitman, Higdon, Gravel Hill, Fairbanks, Choctaw Recreation Area, Pangburn, Guy, Fairfield, Bay Marina, and NOLA, Rosebud, Mount Vernon, and Greer's Ferry.
I know it's quite a list, Kira, but these are it's a very large complex of thunderstorms, and this severe thunderstorm warning is in response to the area of thunderstorms that includes our tornado warning storm. That tornado warning, of course, still in effect for 5 more minutes for folks in Republican as well as Guy. It does no longer include Greenbrier or McGinty Town. National Weather Service narrowing down or really shrinking up the size of this warning box. This storm continues to move east-northeast at 40 miles per hour. You folks in Guy, as well as Republican, you are to the west or you are past where the strongest and most dangerous part of the storm is, but still stay in your safe location. Quitman and Enders, you are just ahead or right near where the most dangerous part of that storm is. So you need to be moving to your safe location, lowest floor of your home or apartment. Abandoned mobile homes, move to a sturdy structure, and as a last resort, move into a ditch. Get some space between you and the ground as you can, so you can be below ground level if a tornado threatens your area. But mobile homes offer absolutely no protection in a tornado, or for that matter, in any very strong, severe thunderstorm wind event. Enders and Quitman, you folks need to be taking cover. That storm is getting very close to your location. This tornado warning in effect until 6:15. In the broader view, that new severe thunderstorm warning for that complex of thunderstorms that initiated the tornado warning earlier includes places like Mount Vernon, Rosebud, Heber Springs, Pangburn, as well as the Pickens area. That would be for the northwestern part of White County. Does not include downtown Searcy, but very well may include areas just to the north and west of the downtown area. And as Kira mentioned just a short time ago, there is that possibility of hail up to, at this point, it looks like $half size with that particular storm, so certainly it can cause quite a bit of damage. And again, we are under that tornado watch, so severe thunderstorms can and occasionally do produce tornadoes with little or no warning.
Right. We also have a new severe thunderstorm warning for Grant, Hot Springs, Pulaski, Saline until 7 p.m. For 60-mile-per-hour winds and $half size hail.
Right. It's a particular area of thunderstorms we're looking at right now, coming up Interstate 30, approaching the Benton area. However, at this point, where we're seeing the brightest reflectivities, that purple contour, just to the north of Haskell, downtown Haskell, I should say, right along Interstate 30, and also very close to the Tull area, just to the south and west of Tull, some indications of a high reflectivity level, which very well could be indicating where that very large $half size hail could be residing in the thunderstorms at this point. I'm looking at another warning just off to the south and west. This is the one we told you about earlier. It included northern Grant, northeastern Hot Spring, as you mentioned, southern Pulaski, southeastern Saline. This is the main warning we are looking at, but further south of that, along Highway 228, Arkansas Highway 228, is where we're getting the strongest reflectivities for the possibility of some very large hail just to the south and west of the Sheridan area. Jeff, can we check in with you right now for what you're seeing on the radar at the moment, kind of reviewing of what we're looking at?
Yeah, there's a couple things that I want to point out here. And what we're looking at on the left-hand side, you're looking at the reflectivity, how heavy the precipitation is. On the other side, on the right-hand side, you're looking at how the winds are moving within the storm. That's what we call the velocity. And when you see some of the pinks and bright blues close together, that could indicate a rotation. Right now, it looks like that rotation near Quitman has become very elongated and disorganized. What that means is that the probability of it producing a tornado is going down. However, there's the possibility that this storm could produce some very, very strong damaging wind gusts and also likely some very large hail associated with this storm. Now on the right, the areas in the orange are indicating where there's large hail, possibly golf ball or larger size, and that is moving into the Quitman area. So if you're in the Quitman area, you may want to be prepared for some large hail. This is also moving into parts of southern Cleburne County. The tornado warning that was in effect for northern Faulkner County has been allowed to expire. So as of 6:15 p.m., we do not have any tornado warnings within central Arkansas. However, take a look down in Perry County. It looks like we have another hail core developing. We may get another severe thunderstorm warning in association with that. And that storm is moving towards the Conway area. It's not warned right now, but as we take a look at how it's moving, it is going to move a little bit more towards the Conway area pretty soon. So if you're in the Conway area, possibly some strong storms associated with that, as that area of storm starts to move a little bit farther into Faulkner County. Right now, that storm just south of Morrilton near Opelo. Not really much in the way of any rotation associated with it. I've been checking to see if it has been beginning to spin, and so far not seeing any indication of that. So that's the good news. However, still some very intense lightning as well as some heavy downpours and hail moving into the vicinity of Conway, especially just north of the Conway area along I-40 between about Menifee and Conway. That's where I'd be the most concerned for this storm to produce some hail. Again, that's going to be pretty much in, well, let's see if I can draw that without it going crazy here. Well, it likes to go crazy. I'll try that one more time. Nope, it won't. But you get the idea here. You can see it's moving between about Menifee and Conway with the possibility of some large hail associated with that. So let's take a quick look at a couple of the other storms before we sign off. Take a look at the storm around the Benton area, possibly some hail in association with that. No sign of rotation right now in association with that storm at all. However, as we take a look at the possible hail size around the Haskell area and just near Traskwood. Also the severe Warren storm that's moving towards or into Grant County and towards Jefferson County. Some large hail possible near the Carthage area, moving towards Grapevine. And around Whitehall and Jefferson, you may also have to worry about some hail in association with this storm. Right now, looking at some very, very weak rotation, but pretty much insignificant at this point. The main threat here would be some strong winds as well as some hail. Keith, back to you.
All right, thanks, Jeff. Let's review one more time what we have going on across the state of Arkansas. Number one, if we could take a look at exactly where the watches are at this point. As we said, 2 watches cover much of the state of Arkansas. Number one, a tornado watch is in effect for central and eastern Arkansas until 1 a.m. That includes Heber Springs, Arkadelphia, as well as El Dorado, Star City, Helena, West Helena. Now, to the west of the tornado watch area, that severe thunderstorm watch is in effect until 8 o'clock tonight. It includes places like Mena, DeQueen, Texarkana, as well as Fort Smith. Reviewing the warnings one more time before we end our Arkansas Storm Team coverage. As Jeff mentioned, we do have that new severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect for northern Grant County, as well as northeastern Hot Springs, southern Pulaski, and southeast Saline County. That's until 7 o'clock. And Jeff, you said you looked at radar. No indications of a very large hail core at this point?
Well, some very large hail possible in association with the storm, especially with the one that's just southwest of Sheridan near the Carthage area. Possibly some hail larger than golf ball size. But the rotation pretty much non-existent with the storm moving into Saline County, and with the storm in Grant County, some very, very weak rotation noted, but so far nothing too threatening here. The main threats here with the severe Warren storm were some large hail and potentially some gusty winds, and of course all thunderstorms can produce some very dangerous lightning as well as some very heavy rainfall.
That's right, specifically for that warning, including the Sheridan and Pine Bluff area. That's northeastern Dallas County, as well as Grant County, western Jefferson, and extreme southeast Pulaski County until 7 p.m. And the National Weather Service stating the possibility of quarter-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. As Jeff mentioned just a short time ago, that tornado warning was allowed to expire, but severe thunderstorm warning continues for a number of locations just north of the Little Rock area, north of Conway, including Morrilton, Greenbrier, as well as Heber Springs. Those warnings are in effect until 7 p.m. this evening. And we have had a history, Jeff, of these storms producing some very large hail, and that is something that folks need to keeping an eye on as we head through the rest of the evening hours. And of course, that tornado watch in effect until 1 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Yeah, likely, I think most of the storms will be out of Arkansas probably before midnight at the rate that they're moving, but still, there is going to be that threat of severe weather eventually transitioning into eastern Arkansas by later tonight. However, by that point, it looks like more of a wind threat than anything else.
As these individual thunderstorms kind of organize into more of a linear mode, we'll be looking at the possibility of damaging winds as we head through a little bit later on tonight. But it's something we're going to continue to keep a watch on both KARK and Fox 16. You've been watching coverage of a tornado warning earlier that has expired and has been allowed to be canceled or be expired north of the Conway area. The Arkansas Storm Team will continue to monitor the situation as we head through the evening hours.
Yes, if severe weather threatens, if a tornado warning is issued, we'll be back on air. If we don't have anything too significant, which would be good, then we'll be on air on Fox 16 at 9 o'clock and KARK News at 10. tonight.
All right. Well, once again, Arkansas Storm Team is closing coverage for now. We now rejoin regular programming on KARK and Fox 16.